Hi, I'm Steven, the Calculator Guy, founder of DeFi Dojo Discord, and today we're talking about the free money that you just got, hopefully, from Celestia. So, there was just a big airdrop, one of the biggest airdrops in recent history. Shout out to anyone who got it. I think the average airdrop was like $500 worth of Celestia, which is pretty good, and many people got it on multiple wallets, so congratulations, you guys. If you didn't get it, it's too late to get it. It's not like you can qualify for it retroactively. You can't claim it. You had to have already claimed it a few weeks ago, and then you received it today. So if you didn't claim it, then sorry to say you're not getting it. But that doesn't mean there aren't still opportunities available for you, specifically for yield. So I'm a yield guy. I'm going to focus on yield in this video, but I will try to give some background on what Celestia is, though I am certainly not the best guy to do that. Celestia is an L1 blockchain in IBC. IBC just means like the Cosmos ecosystem. It is an L1 specifically meant to facilitate L2s. So L2 modular blockchains, rollups specifically, but not the sort of L2 blockchains that you're probably familiar with, not like your Optimisms, your Arbitrums, or your ZK, even like ZK EVM or Polygons. It's much more like the IBC app chain thesis, at least in my understanding, where there will be a bunch of these like blockchains that are also decentralized applications, right? So it'll be a network of these small little blockchains that have a very specific purpose, that work with each other, and then all sort of get their throughput and their security from Celestia as its layer one. So Celestia is going to have good throughput, it's going to be really fast, should be remarkably cheap, has some good tech, according to everyone who I know that's much smarter than me with this sort of stuff. So I am excited for it. I don't fully understand it, but if it is going to facilitate a bunch of places where I can get great yield, then I am excited. Let's talk about the yield. There are two major places to get yield on this at the moment, but then there's also a few up and coming. So I will also mention the up and coming places. First one, very boring, very easy, very, it's the basic thing that you're probably familiar with. It's just staking. So if you go to wallet.kepler.app and you just click like stake and then search for TIA, you will see that there is a 33-ish% APR to stake Celestia. Now, it was 70% earlier today. It's probably going to continue to go down over time as people, get their airdrop and stake it, or whatever they're going to do with it. Probably staking is one of those many options. As more people stake, this yield does get diluted. This is a basic staking model, right? They're not targeting a specific APR. Rather, they're emitting a certain amount. And so the more people who are staking, the yield gets diluted. Still, 32% is quite good on a token that people seem to really want. I think it hit a bottom of like $2, which is pretty high market cap assumption here. So clearly there's a lot of interest in Celestia. I'm not I'm not a fundamental analyst. I'm a yield guy again. So while I can say, hey, cool blockchain, cool token, I'm not going to do any fundamental analysis and tell you it's going to go to the moon. That's just not me. But if you want to hold it and you want to get 30% on it, probably, again, this yield will get diluted. But 30%, let's just say 15% is where it sort of bottoms out. That's still pretty good for an asset you want to be long on, and it's single-sided exposure. So there you go. Now, if you're looking for a validator, so like you will have to choose your own validator if you're staking this way. Now, there are some really, really good validators out there. Some of my favorite validators, Crypto Crew, they are phenomenal. They run arguably the best validation tech in all of IBC. They're just a bunch of great dudes. So shout out to Crypto Crew. They're a phenomenal team. They really know what they're doing. Another one, like everyone loves them. If you have one, Stakecito, yeah. So Stakecito, this is another great one. Huge member of the IBC community. Everyone loves him. Just a good guy, has a good validator, and tends to do good stuff. So Stakecito, they're good. There's a lot of other good ones too. Friends, they're on here. Yeah, Friends. So a bunch of good dudes, solid validation tech. They're on every chain and they do it really well. So They also sponsor Cosmoverse. So, really, really ingrained in the ecosystems, have a lot of buy-in into what they're doing. So yeah, you have good options. Larry the Engineer, another good one. So there you go. You have plenty of good options. Those are the three that I would recommend. Again, Stakesito, Friends, Crypto Crew. Awesome. Now, if Dojo Validation gets on there, because I do, DeFi Dojo does have a validation company, it would be awesome to get onto the Celestia stack, but we're not there yet. So if you see us anywhere else, feel free to stake with us. All right. So there's that 33%, not bad. But you might be able to do a little bit better if you don't mind a bit of, let's say, impermanent loss or a bit of like risk. So the next one is Quasar. So I have a dummy position here. I've been testing this for a while. Quasar has a TIA USDC dynamic concentrated liquidity vault. So this is launched on Osmosis. Osmosis is doing quite a bit of ridiculous incentives, and it's like $2,000 a day of incentives. And like if you see here, that's not even where most of the yield's coming from. So they're doing $2,000 a day, which is already absurd for incentivizing this pair. And then just the volume has been nuts on this. I mean, multiple million. I mean, like $5 to $6 million of volume on a pair that has liquidity of probably $500,000 now. I mean, I don't know where it's at, but it was quite low earlier. So the TVL here, 183,000, has a $1 million cap. Just opened today. We'll see where it's at. Let's look at the APR. So I've actually been tracking this APR really, really closely. You can see I have roughly $5.40 of returns on a $2,000 position is roughly where it's at. So if I go here, the last APR check was at 500% APR. Let's check now, right? Let's just do a quick check. So go over here. Let's connect a wallet. 2163. So if I just 2163. Okay, this is refreshed. That's the right time. Emissions, we'll check that. Emissions say 539. Okay, and then I'm just going to pull these down. Okay, well, so in the last, I don't know how much time that was. In the last 40 minutes, the APR is only 150%. But in the hour before that, it was 500. So you can see it's fluctuating wildly based off of volatility. Or volume. I imagine volume is starting to die down now that all of Europe is sleeping and America is starting to go to bed. So I do anticipate this will increase again in the morning. Okay, so anyways, there is that. So this is a concentrated liquidity pair. The range is, I would say, moderate. It's not super tight. It's not like, plus or minus 5% of the price, because this is launch day. This is price discovery. So there is quite a bit of buffer here. There is that. It will probably get tighter over time as price discovery settles down and as the price sort of finds out where it wants to be. Then the bands of the concentrated liquidity will get tighter to increase the APR relative to deposits. So there's that. If you guys don't know, Quasar vaults are intelligent vaults. They rebalance based off of off-chain analytics. I do operate within the Define Logic Labs team as the CEO there. We work with Quasar on some of these vaults, so I am biased, just so you know. But this really is like the currently highest yielding place to play with your TIA if you have any. Now, the other things you should be able to do in the near future, Levana will be, what is going on with Osmo, guys? Are you following this? This was just, if we look at from the 19th, until the peak, it was like 78% run up this month. Crazy. No, like Osmo was down only, and then all of a sudden it decides to like nearly 2x in the last couple weeks of October. October, just so the crypto people who might not know, October historically a very green month. This year no different, and the summers are generally terrible. So if you just like follow crypto history, it seems repeatable and tradable. Really quite absurd stuff. Now, if you wanted to short Osmo because you think it's like way overheated, you certainly could. Shorts are paying 300% APR right now, but this is not what we've come here to talk about. What we've come here to talk about is Levana. So Levana is going to open up the TIA market tomorrow. What does that mean? It means that if you want to take leveraged positions, leveraged bets on TIA, in Cosmos, in the IBC ecosystem, you can. Also, I believe it will have a counterparty vault to deposit into if you wanted to. Now, do be aware some of these counterparty vaults can be quite dangerous, especially if they're new, or low liquidity, or like manipulatable markets. So all those things are definitely risks. The Osmo market, one of the most dangerous, had a huge hit earlier this month. Unfortunately, it was up, like the vault was up 17% in Osmo, and then went down 25%. So the bigger markets, much safer. If you look at like the Atom market as an example, LP token value, this is sort of like the share price of the vault. You can see it's still up 4.2% all time. It went from like up 4.4% at the beginning of the month to 4.2%. So down, down roughly 0.002% over the month, which is, or down 0.2% this month, which is like not terrible. Yeah. So, but at the same time, the APR for this vault is like 70% if you're locking it. So there's like, trade-offs here. Bitcoin vault did a little bit worse this month, was all the way up at 12% over its principal, like initial, oh, my head's in the way, over, and then now it's down to 8. So this one's taken like a 4 to 5% hit this month. A lot of people won on Bitcoin, and if you guys don't know anything about counterparty vaults, when the counterparty, who is the traders on the platform, when they win, the counterparty vaults lose. So it tends to be better to be the house, right? To be the casino, which means the counterparty vault, than to be the trader. Traders tend to lose. But when sentiment is bullish and markets are bullish, traders are going to win, right? They're going to outperform. So a lot of these counterparty vaults are down this month. But so TIA will be similar. TIA will be a counterparty vault. And if you want to take that counterparty risk, you can. There'll probably be a very interesting APR. Look at this Solana market, right? 123% to deposit Solana into the counterparty vault. I just want to see how it's doing. And it's doing good. It's up 9%. So you would have been up 9% plus getting paid 123% in APR. Now, let's see. The liquidity here, 37,000. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Lavana by any means. It's just a cool protocol is all I'll say. But they will also have the capacity to trade, which means there might be some interesting funding rates as well. So like right now, Solana funding rate, you're getting paid 200% to short Solana. Fantastic delta neutral play if you were into that. If you want to see historical funding rates here when TIA does come out, you can go over to Learn, and they'll have some great information for you. Oh, they send you right there. No, sorry, not Learn. Go to Stats, and then go to and then go to the flip side, Osmosis. And they have some great stats there. You can look at historical funding rate to see, like, is funding rate arbitrage going to be good here? Is it not? Will I most likely be in the profit if I do funding rate arbitrage? Or like, how much will I be paying to have this position open? And you'll find that out just right over, okay, don't need that. Open interest and funding rates. So here you go. And it's just like Dune Dashboard, if you're familiar with Dune Dashboard. So you can see the hourly long funding rates over here, shorts over here. You don't get one funding rate, you get two. Whenever it's negative, that means you're getting paid on it. When it's positive, it means you're paying on it. So all these ones below the zero are the ones you'd want to be interested in if you want to get paid to hold a position open. So looks like, yeah, of course, Osmo has been super low lately as it's been on a crazy bullish run. Looks like, what else? DOT, super negative. BNB, well, no, let's just get rid of some of these. The black one, yep, go to that one. Say we can get rid of. Euro, we can get rid of. Yeah, so most of these markets are actually negative. So ADM, you can see, peaked above zero a couple of times, but by and large stays under zero, which means you're getting paid to short ADM. Same for BTC, Axelar, ETH, all of these other markets. BTC, incredibly negative. Actually, could do some great cash and carry on that. Anyways, there will be some TIA data when that market is launched. The last potential opportunity up and coming is Aperture. So you may remember Aperture because it's a really, really cool tool. Let's do Aperture. There we go. Aperture is a really, really cool tool for like Uniswap V3 positions. I use it all the time for my own personal liquidity management. Like, you know, you can go here, you can see I have some positions open. I'm not shy. And what I do is I allow them to be like auto compounded, which is really cool. So it just like compounds every time it reaches $25. I did a video on Aperture if you want to go see it. Like auto compound, you can just say like every time it reaches, let's do $20. If it costs less than $1 to compound, compound. And that's been really great. But if you guys don't know, Aperture also now has a swap on Manta Pacific. So Manta Pacific is this like smaller L2 blockchain. Speaking of L2s, that Aperture works really close with. Aperture wants to dominate this chain's like liquidity market as well as like swap and DEX ecosystem. So they're pushing really hard to do that. They're doing like this airdrop dash thing. I don't fully understand it, but like if you put liquidity here, you will get a score, and based off that score, you will get an airdrop of Aperture in the future. So that's pretty good. You can see people are doing really well. It's mostly based off like TVL and volume that you route. So the better you are at liquidity management, also the more TVL you put in there, the more Aperture you're going to get airdrop. It's like a guaranteed airdrop. You can see how much you're farming effectively a future airdrop, which is interesting. So Aperture is a phenomenal tool. I don't know how valuable the Aperture token is going to be in the future, but if the token can gain any value from how cool the tool is, then hey, who knows? Could do really well. Anyways, the up and coming interesting thing about TIA is that I know they're going to try to get some incentivized LPs or do something interesting with TIA on Aperture. So look out for like some liquidity management opportunities on Aperture for TIA pairs, whether that be like TIA USDC, TIA ETH, TIA whatever. You should see some stuff pop up over here. Aside from that, guys, like TIA is on a few other centralized exchanges. You can, go there and do perps with it. MEXC has TIA perps. I haven't checked out the funding rates on those. I could actually. Let me see. Oh, by the way, I guess I can just for fun, right? So like if we look at this, let's refresh, see if there's been any volatility in the last few seconds. Sometimes there's like you get a crazy volume. And it'll just like spike up. So 598, I think actually is quite a bit higher. 598. If we go back over here, 598. Yeah. So now the APR is 378%, right? This is something that is more expected. Now, if we go over here and we do like 398%, is that what I said? No, 376. 376. Like if you were compounding, I don't like doing these sorts of speculations, but don't take me seriously when I do this, but just for fun, that means 376 APR, the APY would be 4,153, which is fun because it reminds me of like the Ohm fork days and like the degen days of DeFi summer back in like 2021. And it's like, are we getting those vibes again? Are we getting bullish again? Are we feeling excited? Are we doing like, some degen staking stuff? Who knows? But that APR or that APY tickled me when I saw it earlier today. Back when like when the APR was like 500 and something earlier, it was like 589%. The compounding APY is like 35,000, and that was just fun. So, anyways, that's on the Quasar app. Do look out for other places to use your Celestia. We can look at the funding rate really quickly. Why not? My extending funding rate comparer. I think there's about a day's worth of data there now. Let's see if we can get the TIA market from MEXC. We should be able to get it because I know it exists on MEXC, and I believe it launched on KuCoin as well. We might not have a full day of data, so. This isn't really a full day of data, but it looks like Hyperliquid always has the market. I don't know. Hyperliquid is doing a fantastic job of being quick to get markets. That funding rate's nuts. So MEXC, so shorting, pretty decent. 25% APR to short MEXC, 141% to short on Hyperliquid. I don't know if either of these are right because I don't know how this is not a full day's worth of data. This is, This is, each one of these should be, it's 4 hours. So 4 hour funding, no. I don't know. Sometimes they change the funding period if it's too volatile. So we're not really getting a lot of good information here, but oh yeah, no, that's still that is 4 hour period, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. So these are 4 hour periods. Yeah. So anyways, there are places to short it. If you want to short it, if you want to be delta neutral on some of these strategies, you certainly could. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you got a Celestia airdrop, congratulations. Well done, you. Free money is always fantastic. And now you have something to do with it. If you don't just want to sell it, you can stake it. You can concentrate at LP it in a vault. You can leverage it tomorrow on Lavana. You can go do some funnier arbitrage with MEXC or Hyperliquid. Or you could, go over to Aperture Swap maybe tomorrow, and they'll have some opportunities for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more strategies, if you want to learn more DeFi, if you want to become a DeFi expert, hop over to the DeFi Dojo Discord. First 7 days are free. We have strategies, we have competitions, we have smart people. I am certainly not the smartest guy in that Discord. In fact, I'm one of the dumbest guys in the room. Though those dudes are brilliant geniuses, and I love to learn from them. So thank you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.